Hello. How are you all? I'm super excited to share an amazing video with you that will help keep your blood glucose under control. Have you ever felt tired, constantly thirsty, or noticed that your body isn't working as well as it should? These could be signs that your blood glucose is high. In today's video, we'll discuss how to lower glucose quickly without the need for medication or insulin. And I'm not talking about magic or empty promises. I'm talking about methods that actually work and are based on science. I'll show you 3 simple and quick ways to give your body a boost and lower glucose without needing medication. Did you know that keeping glucose under control can prevent serious health issues? If glucose gets too high and isn't managed, it can cause major problems like difficulty seeing, extreme fatigue, heart complications, and even diabetes. So, stay with me until the end and discover how you can use these tips to keep your body at the right level. Ready? And let's move on to the first method. But first, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because the upcoming videos will have a series of contents that will help you improve your health. First method, hydration. The simple secret to lowering glucose quickly. Did you know that drinking water can help lower blood sugar? It sounds simple, right? But believe me, staying hydrated is one of the most effective ways to quickly control glucose. Let me explain it in a straightforward way. When blood sugar is high, your body tries to defend itself. One way it does this is through the kidneys. The kidneys start working harder to get rid of excess sugar through urine. However, this also means they eliminate a lot of water. So, if your glucose is high, you'll urinate more and consequently become dehydrated. But what does water have to do with this? When you drink water, you're helping your kidneys work better. Water dilutes the blood, reducing the concentration of sugar. This makes it easier for the kidneys to get rid of excess sugar and helps keep your body hydrated. You may have heard that if there are ants in the bathroom, it's because the urine is sweet. And there's a bit of truth to this. When blood sugar is very high, it ends up in the urine, attracting ants with its sweetness. Interestingly, the term diabetes mellitus comes from Greek words meaning to urinate much and sweet like honey. How much water should you drink? The ideal amount of water to drink each day depends on your weight. A simple calculation is to multiply your weight by 30. For example, if you weigh 70 kilograms, you should drink about 2.1 liters of water a day. Easy, right? Of course, if you have kidney issues like renal failure, this amount may vary. In this case, it's always good to talk to your doctor to adjust the right amount of water for you. Why does drinking more water make such a difference so quickly? Imagine a situation. If your glucose is high and your blood is concentrated, drinking water helps dilute that sugar. It's like dissolving sugar in a glass of water. The more the sugar spreads out and becomes less concentrated. This makes it easier for your body to handle. That's why staying hydrated can quickly lower glucose levels. Many people believe that some teas work miracles for controlling blood sugar. But the truth is, the tea itself doesn't lower glucose. What really makes a difference is the water you drink when you have the tea. When someone who is dehydrated starts drinking more fluids, their hydration improves, which in turn helps lower blood sugar. So, it's not the tea, it's the water. Hydrating is easy and free. The best part is that hydration costs nothing. Just remember to drink more water throughout the day. Sometimes we get so busy that we forget to drink water, and this can affect the body in various ways, including glucose control. So, keep an eye on how much water you're drinking. To summarize, 1. Drinking water helps lower glucose by diluting sugar in the blood, making it easier for the kidneys to eliminate it. 2. Calculate the right amount for you. Multiply your weight by 30. If you weigh 70 kilograms, drink 2.1 liters of water a day. 3. Hydration is crucial and free. Always remember to drink water throughout the day, especially if you notice your glucose is high. Now tell me, how many glasses of water do you drink a day? Leave a comment. It's a simple adjustment and can make a big difference in managing diabetes. Understand how dehydration affects glucose. The body becomes more concentrated. With sugar, imagine your body is like a water bottle with a bit of sugar dissolved in it. When you're well hydrated, the water helps keep the sugar well distributed and diluted. But when you don't drink enough water, it's like the bottle has less water. The sugar becomes more concentrated because there isn't enough liquid to dilute it. This happens in your body too. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and glucose isn't eliminated effectively. This increase in glucose concentration can make blood sugar levels rise even more. In other words, lack of water causes glucose in the blood to concentrate more, worsening the situation and increasing the risk of complications. The role of the kidneys in regulating glucose. The kidneys play a crucial role in regulating blood sugar levels. They help filter the blood and remove excess glucose through urine. However, to do this effectively, they need water. When you're dehydrated, the kidneys don't function well. They struggle to remove excess glucose from the blood, resulting in high sugar levels. It's like the kidneys are working with a dirty filter. They still do the job, but not as well as they could. So, when you don't drink enough water, your kidneys can't do the best job possible to keep glucose in check. Signs of dehydration. Dehydration can manifest in various ways. Common signs include intense thirst. Constant thirst may indicate your body needs more water. A dry mouth. A dry mouth can signal dehydration. A dark urine. Darker than normal urine is a sign your body needs more liquid. A fatigue and weakness. Lack of water can make you feel tired and weak. If you notice these signs, it's important to drink water immediately to help your body regain balance. Second method. Now that you know the power of water in helping lower blood sugar, let's talk about another effective method: moving your body. But don't worry, I'm not talking about heavy workouts or spending hours at the gym. The idea here is simple: engage in light physical activity right after meals. Did you know that a walk of just 10 to 15 minutes can help lower blood glucose? Exactly. After eating, your body starts digesting the food and converting it into energy, which means sugar, glucose. If glucose levels are too high, you might feel unwell. But if you move around a bit, your muscles will start using that sugar as energy, helping to lower glucose levels. How does it work? When you take a light walk, your muscles begin to work and need energy. Guess where they get that energy from? From the sugar in your blood. So, by walking after meals, you're helping your muscles clear sugar from your blood, which lowers glucose levels. And it doesn't need to be a brisk walk. Just keep a light pace, enough so you can talk comfortably while walking. If you find yourself out of breath and unable to speak properly, you're pushing too hard. Remember, the goal is light activity. How to know if the activity is light? You can use a simple rule to determine if the exercise is light, moderate, or intense: the talk test. A light exercise. You can walk and talk at the same time without getting breathless. A moderate exercise. You can speak in short sentences but start to feel out of breath. An intense exercise. You can barely talk and are breathing heavily the whole time. For quickly lowering glucose, light exercise is ideal. A walk after lunch or dinner can make a big difference. Why does it work so quickly? As I've explained, your muscles need energy to move, and that energy comes from the glucose in your blood. The more you move, the more your body uses that sugar. That's why a 10-minute walk after meals can quickly help lower glucose levels. Moreover, studies show that people who engage in light physical activity right after eating see an almost immediate improvement in blood sugar levels. And the best part? You don't need intense or complicated workouts. A stroll around the block or even walking inside the house will do. How much exercise is enough? You don't need to worry about long walks or hours of exercise. Studies indicate that 10 to 15 minutes of walking is sufficient to help lower blood glucose levels. So, if you've had lunch or dinner and notice your glucose has risen, put on some comfortable shoes and take a walk. But what about gym workouts? If you're thinking, but I heard weight training is great for blood sugar control, you're right. Resistance exercises, like weight training, swimming, or even weight workouts, are excellent for long-term glucose control. They help strengthen muscles and improve diabetes management over time. However, right after meals isn't the ideal time for the gym. The focus here is short-term, to quickly lower glucose. After eating, lighter activities, like walking, are best. Save more intense workouts for another part of the day to avoid potential issues. Simple and effective tip. The idea is straightforward. After a meal, move a little. This will help quickly lower blood sugar without much effort. Walking is something everyone can do, regardless of age or fitness level. The important thing is to keep moving. So, after lunch or dinner, try taking a short walk. It's beneficial for your body and helps control glucose easily and effectively. If you have a heart rate monitor, you can track and ensure your walk is at a light pace. But if not, Just follow the talk test and listen to your body. Before we continue, I noticed you haven't liked this video yet. If you're enjoying the content and want to see more videos like this, please like the channel. Your thumbs up is very important to us and helps us bring you the best. Third method. Now that you know how drinking water and moving your body can help lower glucose, let's talk about something really important: what you eat. The food choices you make can have a big impact on your blood sugar levels. I'll show you how controlling the amount of simple carbohydrates and increasing your fiber intake can be very helpful. Reducing simple carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates are those that quickly turn into sugar in your blood. Examples include white bread, pasta, cakes, cookies, and sugary drinks like sodas and fruit juices. These foods can cause your glucose levels to spike quickly, which isn't what we want. When you eat foods high in simple carbohydrates, your body rapidly converts these carbs into glucose, sugar. This causes a spike in blood sugar levels, which can make you feel unwell and is detrimental to diabetes management. Tips to reduce simple carbohydrates. Choose whole grain breads and pasta. They are made with whole grains and have more fiber, which helps control blood sugar. Avoid sugary drinks. Opt for water, unsweetened tea, or natural juices without added sugar. Be cautious with sweets and desserts. These are high in sugar and can cause significant increases in glucose. Increasing fiber intake. Fiber is an essential part of a healthy diet. It helps slow down digestion and the absorption of carbohydrates, meaning sugar enters the bloodstream more slowly. This helps avoid blood sugar spikes. Why fiber is so good? Slows digestion. This means sugar is released slowly into the bloodstream. It helps maintain satiety. Eating high-fiber foods helps you feel full longer, which can help control your food intake. How to add more fiber to your diet. Include seeds, such as chia and flaxseed, which are easy to add to yogurt, salads, and smoothies. Eat fruits and vegetables. They are rich in fiber and nutrients. Try to eat the skins of fruits and vegetables when possible. Choose whole grains, such as oats, brown rice, and quinoa, instead of refined grains. Practical example: imagine you're preparing a meal. Instead of making a plate of white pasta with sauce, choose whole grain pasta and add vegetables. Instead of a sugary orange juice, opt for water with lemon slices. For dessert, instead of cake, try an apple with a sprinkle of chia seeds. These small changes can make a big difference. The idea is to replace foods that cause rapid spikes in glucose with options that help keep sugar levels more stable. So, the next time you're preparing a meal, think about how you can include more fiber and reduce simple carbohydrates. Your body and your glucose levels will thank you. Now that you know the 3 ways to lower glucose quickly without medication or insulin, let's better understand what high glucose is. Let's start by understanding what it means to have high blood glucose. Glucose is a type of sugar that our body uses for energy. Imagine our body as a car, and glucose is the fuel. Without fuel, the car doesn't run, right? In our bodies, glucose is essential for us to have the energy to play, run, think, and do anything. But when glucose is too high in the blood, it's like the car has too much fuel and doesn't know what to do with it. And that can cause some problems. When you eat, especially foods that contain carbohydrates like bread, rice, and sweets, your body converts these foods into glucose. It enters the blood and is used to give you energy. The problem starts when there's too much glucose circulating in the blood, and the body can't use it all at once. This can happen for several reasons, such as when the body doesn't produce enough insulin, the substance that helps glucose enter the cells, or when the cells don't respond well to insulin. So, glucose gets stuck in the blood, unable to enter the cells to be used. Now, you might be wondering, what happens to my body when this happens? Well, if your body can't use glucose properly, it might start to feel tired, hungry all the time, and even excessively thirsty. This happens because, even though there's excess glucose in the blood, your cells are crying out for energy. They can't take the sugar from the blood, so it's like you're hungry even if you've just eaten. Another issue is that over time, high blood glucose can start to cause damage. Imagine a road full of cars, all stuck. If this happens for too long, the cars will start to break down, people will get impatient, and the road could even get damaged. It's similar in the body. Excess glucose can start to harm organs, blood vessels, and even nerves. That's why it's important to manage blood glucose levels to avoid bigger problems, like diabetes, a condition where the body can't properly control blood sugar levels. But don't worry, not all is lost. The body has several ways to handle this, and there are simple and effective ways to help glucose leave the blood and go where it needs to be, into the cells to be used as energy. This is what we'll learn about in this text. So, to summarize, when you have high blood glucose, it's like your body has a lot of energy stored but doesn't know how to use it properly. This can make you feel tired, hungry, and even put your health at risk if it continues for a long time. It's like your body is asking for help to organize this mess and use glucose in the right way. Why do we need to control glucose? Controlling blood glucose isn't just about feeling better day to day. It's essential for maintaining overall health, especially in the long term. Imagine this. When glucose levels get too high, it's like your body is working in emergency mode all the time. This tires out the body and starts to give signs that something is wrong. One of these signs is fatigue. Even if you've just eaten or had a good night's sleep, you might feel exhausted. This happens because, as we've seen, your cells are starving for energy, even though your blood is full of glucose. Another common sign is constant thirst and needing to use the bathroom more frequently than usual. This happens because the body is trying to get rid of the excess sugar in the blood by eliminating it through urine. And to do this, it needs a lot of water, which makes you feel constantly thirsty. If these high glucose levels persist for too long, the situation can become more serious. Excess sugar in the blood can start to damage various parts of the body. The heart, kidneys, eyes, and even nerves can be affected over time. This happens because sugar acts like a kind of sandpaper on blood vessels, gradually damaging them. And when these vessels don't function properly, important organs begin to suffer. Therefore, people with high glucose who don't manage it well can experience heart problems, like heart attacks, or kidney issues leading to kidney disease. The eyes can also be affected, leading to vision problems or, in severe cases, blindness. Another issue is that over time, nerves can also be damaged, which can cause loss of sensation in certain parts of the body, especially the feet. This is very dangerous because, without proper feeling, you might injure yourself and not even notice. Small cuts or wounds can turn into serious problems, like infections. But all this can be avoided if glucose levels are controlled. When we keep blood glucose levels balanced, the body functions as it should, without being on high alert all the time. This means more energy, less fatigue, and fewer health risks in the future. Moreover, controlling glucose can help you feel better day to day. When glucose levels are balanced, you feel more energetic, focused, and even in a better mood. It's like your body is running on the right fuel, in the right amount, and everything becomes easier. And there's more. When glucose is controlled, the body manages the food you eat better. This means that even when you eat something with sugar or carbohydrates, the body can use that glucose efficiently, without letting it wander through the blood. This helps avoid those glucose spikes that can make you feel unwell right after eating. Controlling glucose is important because it helps you feel good now and prevents serious issues in the future. With glucose levels under control, the body works better, you have more energy, and the risk of health complications decreases significantly. It's like tuning your car's engine to run smoothly without unnecessary wear. And the best part is that controlling glucose doesn't have to be complicated. With a few simple changes in your daily routine, you can keep everything under control and live a healthier, more balanced life. Why you can't just lower glucose and forget the rest? Sometimes, it might seem tempting to fix high glucose levels temporarily and then forget about it. But that's risky. If you don't maintain control in the long term, your body will suffer. Persistently high glucose levels can cause serious damage, such as issues with your eyes, kidneys, heart, and even nerves. These problems don't happen overnight. They are the result of poor management over months or years. So even if you manage to lower your glucose quickly one day, it doesn't solve the problem if you're not taking care of everything involved in diabetes management. Long-term control is like caring for a small plant. You have to water it every day and provide the right amount of light and nutrients for it to grow strong. The secret to managing diabetes is finding a balance. It's not effective to do something extremely strict for a while and then stop taking care of it. What you need are daily habits that help you keep glucose under control naturally. For example, following a balanced diet with fewer simple carbohydrates and more fiber-rich foods, staying hydrated, engaging in light physical activity regularly, and getting good sleep. When you adopt this kind of routine, your body starts to function better. Glucose remains more stable, and you don't have to worry about urgent glucose drops all the time. Of course, occasional spikes in glucose might happen, but if diabetes management is well handled, it will be easier to address these spikes. Hey everyone! We've reached the end of our video on how to lower glucose quickly without needing medication or insulin. Now that you know the tricks of water, light physical activity, and diet control, it's time to stay vigilant. Remember, high blood glucose isn't just an inconvenience. It can be dangerous. Imagine your body is like a machine. If glucose, which is like the fuel, gets too high, that machine might start to malfunction. And nobody wants to see their machine running poorly, right? So, if you feel that your glucose is high, don't wait for the problem to resolve itself. Following these tips is like giving your machine a boost to get it running smoothly again. Drinking more water, moving a bit, and eating smartly can help a lot. But be aware, high glucose is not something to ignore. If it's not controlled, it can lead to serious problems. Imagine if you didn't maintain your car, it could break down when you need it most. The same applies to your body. Take good care of yourself. Don't let glucose get too high. Follow these tips, take care of your health, and if needed, always seek medical help. After all, you deserve to feel good and healthy. Stay tuned and see you in the next video. Big hug.